Let's have a look at the treasure found statement from Forrest Fenn on June 6th of 2020. He says, "The treasure has been found. It was under a canopy of stars in the lush, forested vegetation of the Rocky Mountains and had not moved from the spot where I hid it more than 10 years ago. I do not know the person who found it, but the poem in my book led him to the precise spot." So if you break sentences down, and you pause or stop at different places in a sentence, you can derive a completely different meaning from something. Ask yourself, why was Forrest using the word moved in the one sentence here? Why do that? He doesn't need to tell you anything about a treasure moving. There's no point in doing it. Someone found it. Why does he have to talk about it moving? So if you go into the middle of the sentence here, this is the way it reads. Moved from the spot where I hid it more than 10 years ago. Moved from the spot where I hid it more than 10 years ago. In other words, it was moved from the spot where I hid it, and it was re-hidden, is what he's trying to tell you. He has no reason to say moved from the spot where I hid it. Now, to understand Forrest, you have to understand words and language. And so you have to look every word up in the dictionary. So let's look up the word wheel in the dictionary. A wheel is something that moves across the ground, is what it does. It's a moving part. In any machine, a wheel is a moving part. Why did Forrest use the word cripple? Cripple. Because cripples are in wheelchairs, okay? He's giving you a hint to the resting location of the treasure chest, which is in the Bighorn Mountains. These are hints that he's giving out in his words. By choosing certain words, he's giving people hints about where that treasure chest rested. So here's another statement by Forrest that uses the word move. This came out 2 weeks before he died. I thought that once the treasure was found, the hoopla would die down. Well, it hasn't, and I'm getting almost as many emails as I did before. A lot of people are still searching just for the fun of it, and it seems the interest has shifted over to the Cody area. I am feeling really good these days. My body now knows how old I am, but my mind doesn't. So the word that we need to look at here is the word shift. Interest has shifted over to the Cody area, and the word shift means move or cause to move from one place to another. Move or cause to move from one place to another. And that's exactly what he says in the treasure found statement. The treasure had not moved from the spot where I hid it. From the spot where I hid it. So what's he trying to say here? He's talking about his body. I am feeling really good these days. My body knows how old I am, but my mind doesn't. He's talking about Buffalo Bill Cody because he refers to the Cody area. Buffalo Bill Cody's body was placed in a bronze casket, and there was controversy about where he was buried. So that's why he's talking about shifting and moving, because he could be in either spot Buffalo Bill could. So if you look at Buffalo Bill Cody, he died of kidney failure, and Forrest Fenn lost one kidney. That was what was going to originally kill Forrest Fenn, was kidney failure, or death from one kidney, losing one kidney. The controversy is between Colorado and Wyoming. They thought he should be in one spot or the other spot, but he was sealed in a bronze casket, and then he was put in iron and concrete, so they couldn't move it. So what I'm saying here is that the end of this chase was a media production. It was 2 days before Forrest died, we had the Fenn finale put on by Cynthia Meacham. Forrest was well aware of this. This was planned. This whole Yellowstone production was planned. They were going to create a conspiracy that the chest was in Yellowstone. There was a bunch of people that participated in this nonsense. It's obvious that this is what happened. So the other thing is, nothing that Forrest Fenn is saying about the end here matches Jack's stoof. Because Forrest said, I do not know the person who found it, but the poem in my book led him to the precise spot. Jack was not led to any precise spot. He was wandering for 25 days. He was crying. He didn't know where he was. He gave up, he said, in August. It doesn't match anything Forrest Fenn said. Another thing Forrest said was that he had not communicated with the person since 2018. There's scads of emails between Jack and Forrest. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of them. So again, it doesn't match the record. Nothing about Jack's stoof matches the record. And then if you read that phony email on June 5th of 2020, Jack says, if you would like me to bring it to you at no charge, I will. Nobody writes stuff like that. In other words, I'll go get it for you at no charge and bring it to your house, and you can give it to me if you want to. Or no, I would just like to meet you. I mean, it reads like a totally contrived. It's ridiculous. Nobody would write that. And not a single person would write that if they found Forrest Fenn's treasure. I'll get it to you for no charge. You can just give me something if you want to. I'm like, you're my hero. So in conclusion, Jack isn't anything. He isn't the finder. He isn't the solver. All he did was retrieve a box from a spot that's not the original area. It's just a staged media event. It's a skit. It's a scam. It's a writer's production. To call him the finder is completely disingenuous. You'd have to be an idiot to call this guy the finder. The finder of a treasure and not the original spot.